I had this dream where someone brought out 5 dishes. They were like this big. Okay, like it was a circle diameter. It was like this wide.
I don't know if this is good radio, Adam. Like, what did they? Can you describe them?
They were like this tall. All right, and
okay, so Adam roughly made 7 inches with his hands. So they were big, 7-inch tall dishes.
Right, and then they were like this tall and like this wide.
So that roughly it was like a circle. 8 freeze.
Yeah. So
okay, so circular, probably 24-inch wide. It's 7-inch deep. Okay, so big dishes.
Big dishes.
7 of them.
And dishes of food, not the actual dish. I'm not talking about the dish. I'm talking about the
dishes weren't made of food, but they had food in them.
No, not in them, because it was more, a tray.
They were
5 trays. Okay?
Perfect.
And then the food on there was like this fucking big. All right? And
okay, roughly the food.
Yeah.
What kind of food, Adam?
They were deep dish pizzas.
You had 7 pizzas.
5 pizzas.
5 pizzas.
Yeah, 5 pizzas, but
7 dishes.
Right, on 5 trays, and they were all on this like buffet style table.
I don't think the arithmetic works there very well. I mean,
so I took a slice, okay, and then as I was approaching it to my mouth, this huge fucking slice.
Well, the slice was approaching your mouth, but let's not get technical.
I was a little eager, but.
No, anyway. Who wouldn't be? Deep dish pizza. Fantastic.
But then, that's when, right there, I'm not even looking at the thing that's in my hands. I'm looking at the carve-out of one of the pies. Mm-hmm. And I said, that's deep dish pizza. And I pointed at somebody. I don't know who the fuck it was. I can't eat that. I just walked the fuck out.
It's a pretty rad dream.
Gold chain and some J's, like Nas and Illmatic. I'm so real, I'm something to feel. Pill fabric, my folks kill they hunt every meal. Meat, cabbage, lyrically get out my way, protein, the beats radish.
Hi, this is the New Low News Show. I'm King Kobe. To my right, we have
MC Graham.
And to my left,
I am Adam.
And, Thanksgiving's approaching us soon enough. I actually have a 3-day work week next week, so that's going to be pretty rad.
That's cool. Nice.
And, it's a time to be grateful, they say. Mm-hmm. Are you guys grateful for anything? Do you want to give thanks?
Yeah, I do. I want to give thanks to the fact that I am protected by the most powerful, deadly, and devastating collection of military hardware in the world.
Yep.
And that no matter what, no matter how much everyone in this country can fuck up, there's very little chance that anyone's ever going to get over to Maryland and take it over and occupy this place.
Yeah, nobody can no-fly zone us.
No, we could fuck around for 50 years of just totally trolling the other world, or trolling the rest of the world and screwing up and going on foreign military.
Well, some would say we're doing that at the moment.
Well, no, we've already gotten 50 years of that down so far. We could do another 50 and still no one's going to come in NFC Baltimore, Towson, or any of that stuff.
Yeah, you're never going to hear... the leader of Belgium has decided to no-fly zone Maryland so that the rebels can depose of the dictator Martin O'Malley.
Yeah. So, and actually, historically, that's pretty significant because almost any other people have had to worry about that at some point about being invaded. So I don't have to worry about that. So I'm thankful. Yeah.
Thanks and God bless the Empire.
Yeah,
Adam.
It's an interesting topic, I think.
That means no, right?
It's I'm thankful for the I am thankful for the little things.
The little things.
Like your smartphone?
No, that's broken actually.
Okay.
I've seen the screen actually. It's pretty fucked up.
Shattered?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd expect that. So, your job, you like being able to work?
Yeah, you've worked in an undisclosed location for 9 years or so. How's that going?
I don't like it that much.
Okay.
Your car, your vehicle.
Yeah, you can go for a spin.
Personal transport.
I think it's leaking gas at the moment. So
Oh, I had to give you a jump the other week.
Yeah, the battery did die. Yeah.
How about your folks?
Yeah, you got friends, family,
the Adam
your
clan.
kin.
Yeah.
Me and Graham. Well, we'll leave Adam be for now.
How about you, Kobe? Are you thankful for anything?
No, I ain't thankful for shit.
Nothing.
No, fuck it.
Yeah.
I need more. I deserve more.
What do you deserve more of, Kobe?
Everything. First of all, I was born.
Okay.
Okay. What else? What do you want from me? You know, I didn't ask for it. And people are always saying you got to do this and do that. I said, no, I don't. I don't have to do that. And you should give me money and drugs and sex and success and fame and fortune and all those other positive things that we all secretly want and pretend that we don't.
Right. So the fact that you have a roof over your head, food to eat, you're not thankful.
Well, people always, that's what they always say. They say, hey, things are pretty good. They could be worse. Always remember, somebody has it worse in the world. Somebody out there is just lying in a pile of shit and starving to death, and that's not you, so you should feel blessed and grateful that you're not that person. But that's a bad argument.
Well, yeah, you should just put up with it, That's actually... that actually kind of reminds me of a story I was reading yesterday about how they shut down Hostess, the guys that make Twinkies, Ho-Hos, and
I like both of those.
Yeah, Wonder Bread, all that other stuff. And there were all these plants. They have all these Hostess plants all over the country, and they've been in sort of deliberations with the management for a long time. The company has already declared bankruptcy, like back in 2004. Anyway, so management just said, we're liquidating the whole thing, we're closing the whole place down, we're firing all of you. And everyone's blaming this shit on the unions.
Yeah, well, people like to pile on to, any American or anybody who's advocating for themselves, who thinks they deserve, not a total life of peasant bullshit. These unionized workers, they're bringing down the price of, they're bringing up the price of labor, so we can't compete with Vietnam and the Philippines.
Yeah, why don't the guys that work at the Hostess plant want to work for 75 cents an hour with no benefits and malaria?
Well, that's the way it's going, and the same thing happens with teachers, like the Chicago teachers strike, which wasn't too long ago. People start questioning, well, why do these people need $30,000 a year? And it's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Shouldn't they be content to roll around in the mud, for no food or money? But that's the thing, that it could always be worse angle. It's like, where do you stop? Chances are, if you're a human being, there's someone out there who has it worse than you do.
But does that mean that you can't want for more, or ask for more, or demand more, or use force to acquire more?
Steal more? Well, no, I mean, it kind of, like we were talking about last week with first world problems, they're saying, oh, you can't complain, it's a first world problem. It's like, sure, I can complain. I don't need one, I don't need your permission to complain.
Right.
And two, if you don't complain, next thing you know, you're going to be working for $6 an hour. You'll have nothing to show for it because all your money's going to rent and healthcare, or health insurance, I mean.
Right, because you could be, drowning to death or something.
Right, yeah, you could just, yeah, isn't it crazy? You live on land, you could live in the water.
Do you ever think about that? What if you were born underwater and you just got to die? That's it.
What if you had to paddle around instead of, walk places?
What if you were born in space and you took one breath of space and just died from it?
Yes, that's the thing. For this Thanksgiving, give your society the gift of non-stop complaining and bitching.
Yeah, whine. Try to advocate for everybody. Say all of us should be filthy fucking rich, you know? Because why not?
Yeah.
When we could be. Because money's imaginary, we could just give people money. Yeah. But, well, that's another topic for another day. YOLO.
I figured out what I'm thankful for.
Yeah, what's that?
Alcohol.
Alcohol. What can it do? Am I right? Outstanding. Let's all get on the mic.
All right. Scoot up, Adam. Badass, man.
It'll be badass, man. New low. 2012. Woo! 2013 soon, son.
I'm funny. I'm cute.
No, none of those are true.
I am a good person.
That's
I
0 for 3.
I have great friends.
0 for 4.
That's a walk.
I need to do this right.
You don't need to do it right.
Yes, you can do it right if you want to, Adam.
You'll do it how you'll do it.
Right.
My
And then we
friends have
won't-
my full support.
Well, actually, we'll probably not end up doing it very well.
There is
and
a lot of
then
encouragement
we won't do it
from me in
again
this room.
Because we don't feel like it.
So let's talk about this Patraeus affair, or how do they say it across the pond?
L'affaire Patraeus. Ménage à sang.
Menage a song.
Ménage à sang.
All right. So what kind of who are the cast members?
Starring David Peaches Patraeus, Paula the Predator Broadwell, Jill, Real Housewife of Tampa Bay Kelly, Fred, Nice Abs Humphreys, with General John Backdoor Cover-Up Allen.
I guess what I would say is, in this day and age, if you're gonna have an affair, just pass notes to each other like you were in...
Send a letter
Yeah.
to the U.S. Postal Service while we still have that hanging around.
And just burn the shit when you're done with it. Like, anything that you put on the internet can be accessed by the FBI, probably without a warrant, and used against you to destroy your career.
So, Graham, what exactly happened in
Well,
this affair?
Paula Broadwell, who was a spy, she was writing a biography about David Peaches Patraeus.
A spy writing a biography about a top general.
Yeah, no, they were all kind of in that Beltway world of
Yep.
military, spook, spy drone sort of complex. The biography itself was ironically titled "All In," which is kind of reminds me of Jerry Sandusky. His autobiography was called "Touched."
Oh, Christ. These people were full-grown adults. They weren't perverts. Let's just be clear about that.
Oh, yeah, no, there's nothing illicit
Right.
like that going on. And,
So who was fucking who?
Broadwell and Patraeus were fucking each other, but that isn't...
Sweet.
Actually, people knew about it. As far as we can... I mean, how do you not know that, like, okay, you're a general, you're in Afghanistan, the reporter who is embedded to write a biography about you is following you everywhere, there aren't a lot of secrets on a military base to begin with, so there's a good chance that everyone knew what was going on.
So, what exactly makes this scandalous?
Well, the fact is that for one reason or another, Broadwell decided to send a bunch of vaguely threatening emails to Tampa Bay, quote-unquote, socialite Jill Kelly.
Socialite is somebody who's unemployed, correct?
Unemployed and unemployable. This is like a Real Housewives of Tampa type figure who, despite having massive debts and I'm sure a toxic personality...
Well, who doesn't have that?
Yeah. Was able to throw lavish parties that people in a nearby military base would attend, with like live orchestra music and all that stuff. So she sent her threatening emails, essentially saying, "Stay away from my man."
Oh,
and
dip.
Yeah, and so this all would have gone. This all would have gone nowhere had Miss Kelly not been friends with an FBI agent named Paul Humphreys, who she
Humphreys. It's too good. What did he do?
He took the emails, gave them to the FBI's cybercrime unit, who started investigating the source, and in their investigation, they were able to figure out that Broadwell and Patraeus were having an affair. They were also able to figure out that there was another guy, General Allen, who had sent 20,000 pages worth of emails to this Kelly figure as well.
What was he talking about?
Well, that's the thing. According to what people have said, there's nothing explicitly sexual in any of these emails, and it makes me wonder, how do you send 20,000 fucking emails to a girl and not just float it by? Like,
Yeah, I thought I played it slow.
yeah, 20,000 pages, and you never say, "Girl, are you trying to?" either way, the emails were allegedly flirtatious, and this investigation was going nowhere, or at least that's what Mr. Humphreys thought. So he contacted some friends of his who are members of Congress and had them call the FBI and tell them to get the let out, because according to his sort of neocon ideology, they were stalling the investigation to protect the president from a possible scandal.
Okay.
So all in all, this was really not an issue at all. Like, these emails, had Mr. Humphreys not gotten hold of them, they never would have seen the light of day. Like who would care if some woman from Tampa was running down the street being like, I got these weird emails from some anonymous Gmail account. No one gives a shit, right? So, had it not been for some, like, neocon sort of right-wing FBI agent, we never would have heard about any of this. Right. But now, Patraeus, he had to resign. Allen is fighting for his career because sending flirtatious emails to some broad is apparently a violation of the Uniform Military Code of Justice, or it can be. And that's where we stand today. And
so this is not much of a, it's not very hot and juicy. It's not much of a scandal. It's, they're calling it the next Watergate, and
yeah, well, what's funny? If Watergate happened today, it would be swept under the rug compared to
wouldn't even be. It's probably not a crime to do that anymore.
And there aren't any juicy details because Patraeus is a military guy. We're deferential to the top brass. Like, had he been a regular civilian, I'm sure we would have heard a lot more disgusting stuff about his
predilection. Or if he was the president. That's the thing with Clinton. They got into him. They probed him. They went all in on Clinton. And then he released that weird video, where he told the American public the truth, like, about everything that happened, and you could masturbate to it if you wanted to. I know he did it for his reputation, but it was
steaming.
Yeah, there was the cigar, and it was weird, and we found out all of that because of Newt Gingrich and also
Ken Starr,
and also the G. Gordon Liddy and all the weird sort of puritanical nature of the 90s.
Yeah,
and now it's like people are more likely, I think, these days to say no big deal. Everybody sends shirtless pictures to each other.
Yeah.
And
well, one of the things I think is interesting, so had he not been a military guy, we would have heard more. We would have heard about how he got aroused by looking at highlights of the Predator drone attacks or whatever, and maybe
he needed to do that.
Yeah, maybe it was the only it was the only way that, and also like what I think is interesting is that we're, since he's had to resign, we're told, a great military man, his great career brought down by such a scandal. And it's interesting because very few people have actually analyzed his legacy. They're like,
what he did in his position in the military.
Yeah, pretty much like, he really turned Iraq around. So he turned it around from a losing effort to actually a losing effort as well. So
failed state,
a failed Shia dictatorship, which is allied with Iran.
But that's not a scandal.
No, that's not a scandal. And then he implemented that same strategy in Afghanistan to quote-unquote break the back of the Taliban, which didn't work because now we're negotiating with them in order to...
Oh yeah, I talk to the Taliban on Twitter sometimes, actually.
Yeah. No, and it's like, so none of those things matter. The fact that the CIA under his watch is a highly paramilitarized force that can literally fly around the world and execute people with...
Or just hand money to whoever.
Yeah, or just
any
like
group that asks for it or calls themselves rebels.
Or the fact that the embassy that was stormed in, or that was blown up and attacked, run up on in Benghazi, wasn't really that much of an embassy. It was like a CIA torture center.
Yeah, that's not a scandal.
That's not a scandal. None of these are scandals, right? It's the fact that
two people made love to each other and maybe had some nice things to say.
Exactly. They had an okay relation.
Enjoyed the company of another human being.
And that actually wasn't the scandal either. What was the scandal was letting the emails get into the hands of, the wrong right-wing nutcase. So in that way, it is very similar to the Clinton years, The only other thing I really thought to talk about this week was what was going on in the Middle East, Israel, Gaza, that sort of thing. Yeah, no, see, that's the thing. You guys wanted me to talk more, and then...
Well, because I don't... I'll tell you what I think. I'll tell you what I think about Israel and Palestine.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't think of Israel and Palestine.
No, but see, that's the thing. That message needs to get out. The message that we need you to... We don't... we're broadcasting loud and clear that we do not care about your ethno-sectarian feud.
I'm not going to pick a side. You're not me. I don't know any of you. I don't care. Even if America does back Israel without question and everything it does, we also do that for other places.
Yeah, and I don't think we should do that for those places either.
No, we shouldn't back anybody. We should say that's between y'all. We should use y'all in the official statement. Yeah. And we do over here in America, we're just chilling. We're just sitting on these nukes. We're not droning anybody. We're just chilling. That would be my vision of the future.
Right.
We are the world police, but we're not going to do anything.
Yes, yeah. We are the world police, but we're going to spend the entire shift sitting in our car, collecting overtime, messaging women on our phones, and more or less abdicating any sense of law and order over to whatever communities exist out there.
Right.
That would be my
ideal foreign policy.
Yeah.
This shit is out of control. We plugged Graham's phone into my computer earlier to charge it in the USB port. And we were bombarded by an advertisement, which we will now recreate.
One of the greatest things about a mobile phone is having all sorts of great and important things within reach whenever you need them.
Can you imagine?
Like all of your music, pictures, videos, documents, emails, and contacts. With Backup Assistant Plus, all of that data and media stays exactly where you want it to stay, with you, in case you lose your phone or just decide to replace it. That's because Backup Assistant Plus stores your data and media in the cloud.
But that's what we're faced with these days.
Right.
You want to charge your phone on a friend's computer, all of a sudden, some jackass, this faceless fucking suit comes on your speakers at full volume and annoys the fuck out of you.
It's just the whole tone of the ad pisses me off too. AT&T will allow you to talk to your friends and listen to your music. You have no other arrangement to do that.
It's so convenient though, because when you get a new phone, because they automatically know you're going to get a new phone.
Right.
Because it's designed to be obsolete after 2 months.
Right.
Or 2 years.
And it's also kind of presumptuous because
they're assuming you're going to get a new phone.
Yeah, well, talk to your friends and family. It's presuming that you have those. Keep up with your email. It assumes that you check that.
Yeah.
Store your data. It assumes that I have data to store. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty funny because they're spending so much time advertising these things to us, but who has money?
Right. I already paid the phone bill, and now I'm out of money.
It's the fatal flaw in their arrangement. It's they could even have it so that as soon as I walk by a store, I get a text message, which they're working on, by the way. Oh, did you know the store has a sale? It's that's great. I used to care about sales before I was broke.
Right.
You didn't get rid of all those union jobs. I'd have enough money to afford. It's probably a free service they're advertising. That's the funniest thing about it. It's probably a handy service, too. I'm talking all this shit about it. I'd love a service. All my contacts, all my data, just manage that.
Oh, my God, in one place.
Thank you, Verizon. I would never have known about this had you not invaded my personal space on my friend's computer and broadcasted your worthless message to me in a falsely upbeat, tone.